From a moody teenage prodigy to a boundary-pushing force in pop music, Billie Eilish shattered records all before turning 20 years old. Now she's one of the most influential and mainstream artists of our time. So today, I'll be ranking all 65 Billie Eilish songs. This will be everything she's ever released, so not just all platforms. Deleted tracks won't be included in the list, and features only count if they're considered a collab release. I'll be doing an iceberg-style deep dive into her discography, ranking her songs in sections. There'll be songs I consider bad, mid, good, great, and eventually perfect, with each section featuring its own themed animation, complete with Easter eggs tied to the tracks. Sorta like a guessing game. And while Billie isn't one of my all-time favorite artists, like most of my list is rap with only a few pop and R&B singers, I've always appreciated her early work. So I use this opportunity to explore her music while trying to reach a pop demographic. If you've seen my rankings before, you know I don't really hold back with my thoughts and opinions, and you probably won't agree with my lists, and that's okay. So if you end up having your own opinions throughout the video, which you will, feel free to drop them down below and I'll try my best to get back to you. But now to the list. At dead last, we have Lo Vas a Oliver, made in collaboration with Rosalia. It's notably repetitive but showcases Billie Eilish's Spanish singing skills, something she hasn't done before. Although it leaked over a year prior, it was eventually released as the lead single for the soundtrack of HBO's Euphoria, which is a mid-show. I've seen the first season as well as part of the second, and it's just about teenagers doing drugs and having sex, which is dumb. Goodbye. Billie confirmed that the final 3 songs are intended to form a sentence, with Listen Before You Go, Then I Love You, and ending on Goodbye. The backing vocals featured in the bridge were used in the song Zanny off the album. Got a reputation for yourself now. Hotline Bling. This cover of Drake's 2015 hit was originally transformed by Billie Eilish into a guitar solo in 2019. Then in 2023, it was remade and cut into a minute-long version. Billie often performed this cover, blending with Party Favor during her shows. While I appreciate some music covers, I'm not even crazy about Hotline Bling to begin with. When I was older. This song isn't on the Roma soundtrack, but was inspired by it. Billie became friends with the director Alfonso Cuarón, and she was originally busy with her tour and her next album, and she even struggled making something that she liked, until a conversation with her therapist, which helped her realize submitting anything was better than nothing, which helped her finish this terrible track. Listen Before I Go. In 2018, fans speculated this to be titled Listen, all spaced out, till Billie debunked it in an Instagram comment. The themes of the song are centered around Billie's struggle with depression. She stated, "It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written in my life. I'm aware this is a crazy ranking for the song, it's just not for me. I said I should be nicer. I didn't change my number." The song contains numerous samples of growls and barks from Billie's pitbull Shark. A lot of fans really liked this song, and the start of the song was really sounding like a banger, but after that, it's just a snooze fest. But Jivo! It's really not that good. We make assumptions about people. Not My Responsibility was first previewed for the first show of the Where Do We Go World Tour in Miami. The video played as an interlude and featured Billie shedding layers of clothing in slow motion. Billie had turned 18 4 months ago, and she addresses the public discussion around her body image and how the public decides her worth based on her body. As a lot of you know, she's always chosen to wear baggy clothes to turn the discussion away from her body image. Objectifying women has always been an issue in the entertainment industry, but it's particularly much worse, considering Billie's status as a minor when she started becoming world famous. This track is basically just a build-up for the song Overheated, and while I like the message of the track, the song is pretty much unreplayable, since it's just her talking. That's every song for the bad section. I almost considered scrapping this section entirely, given how good her music is, but I wanted to rank the tracks for what they are. Every artist ranking is gonna look different from one another, if that makes sense. You might have noticed that some tracks have a +1, +2, or even a +3 next to their track names. This will make more sense at the end of the video when we average out the scores for our projects. But yeah, now let's get into the midsection. Goldwing. The song is about the pressure and exploitation of someone who is pure in the music industry, particularly towards young artists. Come Out and Play, the first track by Billie that started a streaming bot scandal since it didn't chart in the US. When it first came out, it was used by Apple's campaign Share Your Gifts. The advertisement features a young woman who is creative but is too afraid to share her creativity with the world, which is fitting since it's also the message of the song. You said, "Don't treat me badly." 8. Being inspired by 3 different songs. Billie said the track is supposed to be in the perspective of someone she hurt. 8 is the studio version of another track that she called See Through. Fingers crossed. For the people that don't know, Billie and her brother were homeschooled by her parents. And during a songwriting class her mom was teaching, they had an assignment to watch a movie or show and write down certain lines they thought were good hooks, titles, or names. And Billie was watching The Walking Dead because it was her favorite show at the time. Fingers Crossed was the second song she released by her on her SoundCloud in 2015, with her brother Phineas producing the track. Even though the song is about a zombie apocalypse, some hear it as a love song. A year later, Billie commented on her account saying, "This is so bad." NDA. Billie details her struggles with fame, particularly the trials she has to face to keep romances under the radar by having those around her sign an NDA. Billie has directed many of her music videos, like here's the full list of every single video she's directed, but the music video for NDA is easily the best highlight of the song. Just as the cars flying by while she's on the road, it's fire. Skinny. Displays themes of falling in love for the first time, probably with a woman. Just wanna get to know My Future. I do remember forcing myself to like this song. The track features a high-budget animated music video that was around $60,000 since it was a frame by frame. The animation was praised by critics, and as an animator, it's the only reason why I listen to the song. Wildflower recounts Eilish's experience comforting a girl after a difficult breakup, then having a romantic relationship with a person that the girl broke up with. Interesting. The title of the song may be an allusion to a brand called Wildflower Cases, which was founded by Devon Lee Carslin, who previously dated Eilish's ex-boyfriend, Jesse Rutherford. Bro is so clapped. My BillieVid group chat were not happy with this ranking. All those songs I just named, I consider mid, which means they're listenable, but not something I play frequently. But from here on now, the rest of the rankings are at least good. TV. Just 12 days after stating she was brainstorming a new album, TV was performed on the Happier Than Ever World Tour. Then a month later, TV and the 30th dropped. You seem so paranoid. Bittersweet. The second half of the song is a vibe. I know some people like the beginning more though, which is understandable. Yeah, I'm a bad guy, ain't no holding back guy. Bad Guy remix. Billie was always obsessed with Justin Bieber from a young age, as you can see from the cover art. And you can hear some younger Justin vibes coming from it, but I'd rather just listen to the original instead. So that's why I have the remix so low. There's also a video of Billie meeting Justin for the first time. She was obviously very awkward and shy, but then they finally hugged each other, and for a long time, Billie seemed to enjoy that. Might not be alone. Everybody Dies. The title is very clear on what the song's about. Billie has always found comfort in dying someday rather than feeling discomfort. Oxytocin. If I heard the song live, I would probably put it higher, but it's just a weird song and I'm like kind of confused on where to rank it. You ain't nothing but a lost cause. Lost Cause. Like the music video for Billie's Your Power, the outro ends with a 22-second of silent black screen, possibly a nod to her ex-boyfriend Q, which is kind of silly. This Q guy was 22 when they dated, while Billie was only 16, which is actually mad. Like many pop fans, or women specifically, they often speculate about everything, including this song, based on an Instagram caption. And Burn, an alternate version of the 2017 single Watch. This track features rapper Vince Staples and has a different structure rather than it being copy and pasted. It's cool, but the original is so much better. During Eilish's 2019 Coachella set, Staples surprised the crowd by performing his verse for the first time live. I'm not your friend or anything. Therefore I Am. This was the first single after Billie won 5 Grammys in one night. We made this album in a bedroom at our house that we grew up in, and it was mastered in somebody's living room. While also being the youngest artist to win Album and Record of the Year. Best New Artist, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Pop Vocal Album, Producer of the Year. The video had Eilish wandering through an empty mall, grabbing snacks and drinks, and dancing past the stores. Security by the end yelled at them and they ran out the mall. The video was also recorded on an iPhone, which wasn't even intended. Wow. You Should See Me in a Crown. The track was inspired by BBC's Sherlock. Locked rooms, the man with the key is king, and honey, you should see me in a crown. An animated music video created by the legendary Takashi Murakami was released for the track's release, which was initially exclusive to Apple Music. It was said the video took 8 months to complete. There's also a popular vertical video featuring spiders crawling on her, including a tarantula crawling out of her mouth.
You should see me in the crowd.
Personally, I find this song a bit overrated. Party favor. The song is formatted as a voicemail that Billie is leaving for a boy who has become possessive over her, and the voicemail is an attempt to force him out of her life, even on his birthday.
Can't be deleted. Can't unbelieve it.
Overheated. Same message as Not My Responsibility, but this one's actually listenable, with the difference having some nice self-appreciation. Chill vibes overall. Guess. This was a remix of a Charli XCX song. Charli, a hyperpop pioneer who has been taking the internet by storm recently with her album Brat. I actually prefer her music way more than Billie's, and I actually originally planned doing a Charli XCX ranking video instead of this. I even had like the intro theme planned out. I was gonna do like a dress to impress animation, but I ultimately decided to do Billie due to her smaller catalog and it felt safer. And yes, like I see my comments, I know what people actually want. If I wanted quick subscribers, I'd honestly just keep dropping ranking videos, but I'd rather explore different genres and avoid being labeled as the ranking animation guy. I moved past just the emo rap fan base and now I'm trying to expand further.
What I promise would depend on what.
Getting older. Very vulnerable, addressing multiple subjects. Billie said she felt like she needed to take a break from writing to cry because of how revealing it was. The song lyrics were teased in Billie's cover of the 2021 issue of Rolling Stone's magazine. Zanny. The track was made 40 minutes before her and Phineas finished Bad Guy, because they thought it would be the perfect sequel to the track. Zanny shows themes of don't do drugs and be more safe, even though the energy of the track doesn't feel that way. Now, while all those songs I just named were good songs, we're now diving into the body of tracks I consider great. What Was I Made For? Created for the Barbie soundtrack, which is actually a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. The track displays Barbie's spiritual journey to discover herself in the real world as she experienced it throughout the movie. And it's done from the mind of Billie. Billie Bossa Nova. In an interview, she personally said it was inspired by the bossa nova of Antonio Carlos Jobim. The track also shares a melody structure with her 2017 song, Bitches Broken Hearts. Your Power. The song recounts an abusive relationship and how it affected her. Fan theories claim the song was about her ex Q, you know, the 22-year-old that was with Billie. However, during an interview with Esquire, she confirmed the song isn't about a specific person, while also expressing her hope that the song can spark change and reflection.
In a hospital bed.
The 30th. Surprise song that was dropped on the date. Take a wild guess. Yep, you're absolutely fucking wrong because it was actually released on the 21st of July alongside TV. Spotify sold though, because a couple hours before it got released, Spotify made/edited the playlist of This Is Billie Eilish and had the description say the 30th and TV out and many other hits. She's Broken. She's Broken was the first track Billie Eilish would ever upload to SoundCloud at only 13 years old. And this was a year before she would go viral with her breakout single, Ocean Eyes. 13-year-old Billie probably thought she was hella clever with the title. All the Good Girls Go to Hell. Billie is referencing and twisting Christian symbolism. She's only briefly referenced her views on religion, which can be found in the unreleased track 6-18-18, which was a tribute to her friend XXXTentacion. In September of 2018, Billie first teased the track's name in an Instagram caption. Some fans were speculating the song was about climate change, and Billie responded, "I love that they think that, cause it is." Before we get into my top 30, I'd like to let you know that my official Discord server is now open. I'll be sharing exclusive previews of upcoming videos before they go live, and we regularly host events like gaming nights every Saturday. We also plan on doing events such as aux battles, movie nights, and even nitro giveaways if that's your kind of thing. This server is now the best way to contact me. I'm in the public voice call every day while I work on these videos, so you can for real talk to me in real time. The server is completely free to join for all ages, so we do keep it heavily monitored for that reason. But yeah, it's a great place to make friends, stay up to date with videos, and participate in events. The The greatest. The song is supposed to be a story about love, anger, and sadness. More specifically, Billie working hard for someone and not even appreciating her affection. But some fans like to speculate that it's about a relationship to her fame. No Time to Die serves as a theme song to the 25th James Bond film No Time to Die. The song won the Oscar for Best Original Song more than 2 years after it was released.
And the Oscar goes to...
Billie Eilish.
Billie was very happy to score the theme song for this movie, stating, "James Bond is the coolest film franchise ever to exist." The Diner puts a perspective on fame, with Eilish narrating from a stalker's point of view, drawing from her own past experiences with stalkers. I just watched a rom-com anime series on Netflix, and it got to the point of stalking in the show, and it gave me a new perspective on how intense it can be for someone. And it's even crazier to think of how it can be for celebrities who have to deal with multiple stalkers they don't even know.
Our love is 6 feet under.
6 Feet Under, third song by Billie ever released. The Weeknd's 6 Feet Under is better though.
I could eat that girl for lunch as she dances on my tongue.
Lunch. Oh, I can relate to this one.
Say I love you.
I Love You. Some fans speculate the song was about the late XXXTentacion due to its similar instrumental to X's Alone Part 3 and the lyrics hinting at loss. And when Billie was seen crying on stage during the anniversary of his passing, speculation grew even more. X had a significant influence on Billie. Even on her SoundCloud, she only has 2 playlists, both featuring many tracks by X and artists from his circle. Billie said she wasn't allowed to publicly mourn him, which made her upset. This could have been a reason why her tribute song never got released due to his controversial past.
What I posted, my friend had been killed, and I was told to delete what I had posted because it was going to damage me through the internet because of people's opinions and people's thoughts. That was my person. That was my person. And he was a lot of people's person. It's like insane to like see now, because I just see the impact that he had on people and the impact that he had on me, and I barely even knew him, and that's insane. Oh my God. He was like a beam of light and just tried to do everything for other people. That was like the most selfless kid I've ever met in my life.
On another note, the chorus of I Love You reminds me of Hallelujah from Shrek.
To take it back, say you were trying to make me laugh.
You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty.
You're a tough guy, like you really rough guy. Just can't.
Bad Guy. On August 19th, the song reached #1 on Billboard, making her the first person born in the 21st century to have a #1. And she dethroned Lil Nas X, Old Town Road, who held the #1 spot for 19 consecutive weeks. Fuck that song. When Bad Guy first started popping, I remember it was the summer going into my sophomore year of high school, and me and my friends were staying a few nights at Great Wolf Lodge, and there's a 2040p video of all of us absolutely shredding some dance moves to Bad Guy in the hotel. Blue. This track was a rework of 2 separate songs she had, being True Blue and Born Blue. Born Blue was actually supposed to be on Happier Than Ever, but it just didn't come together for her vision. At the end of the track, Billie says, "When can I hear the next one?" It's rumored by a lot of her fans that Hit Me Hard and Soft is going to be a double album, one revolving around the color blue, being this one, and the other red. This theory is called the Elo Milo theory. Elo Milo is also a video game in 2010, and Billie also has a song title named after it. This theory even digs deeper on another track, but we haven't reached that song yet, so. Blue is also the longest song in her discography, clocking in at 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Copycat. By this point, a lot of these great songs are really scraping the perfect section for me, because they're all really good. This one's just taking shots at fake people who don't try to be themselves. Halley's Comet, named after a short period comet that is visible from Earth every 75 to 76 years. The song was first heard on Billie's TikTok on July 28, 2021, with a video of her at a photo shoot with a telerama as it zooms closer into her left eye. That same snippet was posted on an Instagram post later that day. My Boy. Yeah, I don't really care if people think this is too high. This song is a banger. This was also used in the 4th episode of Season 3's Shadowhunters.
Symptoms of my pain, but but you.
My Strange Addiction, most likely named after the TLC series My Strange Addiction, which has people eating walls and shit, like crazy ass show.
I'm addicted to eating drywall.
But there was 3 snippets of the song prior to its release. Some believe the song I Don't Know, I Just Wish I Wasn't Breathing was part of the song, but it was debunked after Billie said that the track was unfinished and wasn't going to be on the album. The song samples season 7, episode 17 of The Office.
The movie's amazing.
It's like one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
Which is probably a top 5 or top 3 most mid shows of all time.
Giving you what you wanted more, giving you everything so.
Bored. Surprisingly, the audio has more views than the actual video. I didn't even know there was a video for it. Bored is a single from the Netflix original series 13 Reasons Why, featured in the last episode of its first season. I've seen the show and it's mid, okay? I've seen the first season and I've seen part of the second, so I guess I haven't finished the show, but not a big fan of 30-year-olds playing high schoolers. That goes for All American too. That thing was supposed to be about football and it wasn't. I think it's a bunch of hoopla. I think that's what I think. There's a reason why I only mostly watch cartoons. Squid Game Season 2 is probably the only live action show I'm hyped for. But yeah, Bored is an amazing song.
And pretend you don't miss me.
Bitches Broken Hearts. The song's cover art is a screenshot from a brief video in which Eilish wraps herself in a Louis Vuitton blanket she keeps above her bed. I personally really like the laid back chill vibes from this track. We reached to the point of the video that from here on now, I consider the next 16 tracks as 10 out of 10 perfect.
Love you till the day that I die.
Birds of a Feather, currently one of the biggest songs of 2024, topping charts and earning over 8 million streams daily. This track is breaking records and will go down as one of the most impactful songs of the 2020s. Billie said she hit her highest vocal belt ever while recording alone in a dark room, because she was too shy to hit the high vocal note in front of her brother, until she got it right. Netflix officially teased Birds of a Feather as an exclusive snippet in the season 3 trailer for Heartstopper.
If teardrops could be bottled.
I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. Billie explained the meaning of the song is supposed to be a direct opposite of her song Copycat. Honestly, if anyone thinks Billie's not a talented singer, you just gotta watch her genius interview for this song.
I don't want to be you anymore. Distract myself with pornography.
Male Fantasy. The song addresses the injustice women experience in the industry, highlighting the male fantasy, where it's said to be dominated by straight white men, and thus most of the media we consume is produced through that lens. There is a growing critique of how much media is engineered to appeal to the male fantasy, leaving women to be objectified, and with men to be treated differently. So basically everything about the song not my responsibility, but instead the song is amazing instead of being unlistenable. Also, the music video does a really good job on how depression can be pictured.
And we're so glad it's over now.
L'amour de ma vie. The song title means the love of my life in French. It's essentially a love and heartbreak song, with the second half being more carefree and upbeat, celebrating the end of a relationship. This part has a more electronic Charlie XCX inspired vibe, which fans loved, leading Billie to create an edited and extended version called Over Now. The cover art created more Ilo Milo theories with Billie's eye contacts, and like I said, a lot of her fans think she's hinting at a second album with a red theme.
Gold leaf across your lips.
Hostage. I found this video really cool. Billie has a condition where she can see colors, forms, and shapes when stimulated. So when Billie hears a song or the name of someone, she has a color that is attached to it. She's even gave a whole list for the Happier Than Ever album on which colors represents the tracks. So the reason why I love the music video is she uses colors to represent the themes of a toxic relationship. White, sanity; purple, love; orange, lust; red, violence; blue, remorse or control; and then black being trapped. I can't be 100% that those are what the colors mean, but that's what I picked up from watching the video. Maybe it's just me, but I think everyone puts colors with how something makes them feel. I mean, I literally dropped a whole video about this. But yet again, I know someone will probably fact check me. I'm not too educated on this. Ilo Milo. As I mentioned before, Ilo Milo is a 2010s puzzle video game where the player must unite Ilo and Milo, which are small round characters on separate ends of the level, who require teamwork to meet at the end. Billie said on Hot Ones that the whole idea is the game. It's just like losing that person you love and then finding them again. The beat of this song was teased at the end of Bury a Friend. Chihiro. The title of the track pays homage to the movie Spirited Away, which is an Oscar-winning film released in 2001. The film follows a girl who learns to face her fears by developing an appreciation of life. Billie really likes the Studio Ghibli movies and actually told in an interview that the movies were an inspiration to create When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Also, I want to show some love to Phineas because I had no idea who he was like before doing this ranking video, and the fact that he does all this production is mad impressive. Lovely. Lovely was included for the second season of 13 Reasons Why, mid. The track features vocal performances from Khalid. Personally, I think Khalid is like one of the most overrated singers from the last decade, but his performance was definitely perfect on this track and was much needed. Juice WRLD also had a verse on this track, but it was deleted. However, Juice did in fact sample Lovely for the intro for his debut album, Goodbye and Good Riddance. Watch. This was the original version of the song And Burn with Vince Staples. The only differences are the melodies and the background, and of course the Vince feature. And the titles together form Watch and Burn, and well as a play on the phrase watch and learn. The song speaks on Billie's perspective of unreturned love, as she can't grasp why she isn't with the one she wants to be with.
And it feels like yesterday was a year ago.
Everything I Wanted. Billie herself publicly told that the message behind this song was about her brother, stating, "My brother is my best friend, and I have these dreams and these things happen, and no matter what happens, he's always going to be there for me." And it's the same thing other way around.
Just kinda wish you were gay.
Wish You Were Gay. Billie was rejected by a boy she liked, and at the time she believed it was because she was a shitty person. She wished there was some other reason, like him being gay. Ironically, after writing the song, she discovered he really was gay. A demo version of the song was also shared on an Instagram live stream.
I can't tell you how much I wish I didn't wanna stay. You made me hate this city.
Happier Than Ever. Easily a fan favorite from a lot of her fans. The track features two distinct tones. The first part reflects Billie's relief at escaping an abusive relationship, while the second part shifts to an intense drum sequence as she revisits her trauma.
What do you want from
Bury a Friend. The track is supposed to be in perspective of a monster under Billie's bed. Bury a Friend was teased multiple times on social media leading up to her album. Billie stated, "The whole album clicked in my head. I immediately knew what it was going to be about, what the visuals were going to be, and everything in terms of how I wanted to be perceived. It inspired what the album is about." A fan even guessed the album's theme, suggesting it could be about sleep paralysis, which Billie confirmed. Ocean Eyes. This was the starting point of her career. This song helped her get attention in the mainstream, getting signed to a record label being Interscope Records, and establish herself as a music artist in the industry. She posted this song on SoundCloud where it organically went viral, generating over millions of plays. The music video was recorded just a day after her 14th birthday, and it's still one of her most popular songs. And from seeing her performance at Lollapalooza, you can see why. Bellyache. In Bellyache, Billie tells a fictional story about a murder from the perspective of a psychopath. The track is inspired by one of, if not her biggest music inspiration, Tyler, the Creator.
Garbage was like one of the biggest inspirations for writing my song Bellyache. It's more graphic than my song. It's more like literal and like I'm killing people and putting them in my basement kind of song.
Hello, I'm a salesman, sort of giant.
I did a cover of it on my ukulele. I have a little recording of me like, "Hello, I'm a salesman." It's like so low and like raspy and you know, like a dinosaur, sexy dinosaur. I'm a huge fan of Tyler. Like he's been like my biggest inspiration ever.
And Tyler and Billie are now friends.
What's up, gay man?
Okay, Tyler.
Overall, Bellyache is just a really good song, and I think a lot of you Billie fans would have this track in at least your top 10. And now for my number one song. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know what it is, but my number one is...
I could lie, say I like it like that, like it like that.
When the Party's Over. Loved by fans and casual listeners for its catchiness. It was described by Billie that the track is not a sad song, but rather as more of an angry mood. What's crazy is that the music video was shot in a single take, which was inspired by a fan's artwork piece. The drawing was given to Billie at a show, which depicted her crying black tears, inspiring the whole vision for the music video, now nearing 1 billion views. So after that entire ranking, here's the average score for each of her projects. The EP Don't Smile at Me tops my list with an average of 9 points, while Happier Than Ever came as the lowest rated in her discography with a 5.9, which is just barely considered a mid-album in terms of my ranking system. So what's your favorite Billie Eilish song? Do you agree with my list? Who should I rank next? Let me know down below. Again, check out the Discord. I'm active every day if you want to come talk to me. I've also created a Spotify playlist, so if you want to hear what I've been listening to, even though I'm a SoundCloud user, that link will also be down below. And maybe cop some merch? I appreciate your support as always. Goodbye.